Hello and welcome along to our 50th episode of They've Been Doing It All Day, Sir. Let's get stuck in.
How's your week been, mate?
My week's been busy. I'll tell you what it has been as well. It's starting to get freezing cold. I remember this time last year we were, the Whinging Poms, I think we got labelled.
Yep.
Because it was freezing cold. I know I'm sitting there wearing a pair of shorts, but starting to get a bit nippy outside. Days are getting shorter and the temperatures are getting lower. But yeah, just sorting house stuff and getting on with life, really. Feels like forever ago because obviously we have to film a little bit later this week.
Yes, just a tad later. Had a couple of things go on in life, haven't we?
Yeah.
Which has meant we had to change our normal recording day because it was my partner's birthday. So we went out and had a lovely celebration for that. And then, you had to do some bits and bobs as well, so we had to record on Thursday.
Yeah, later this week, which feels a bit weird. It feels like last week's results were an absolute age ago. But a few big talking points from the week, actually. I saw a few podcasters go over to, and media go over to PNG, which is a bit interesting. They've got signed Jerome Luai, which is a huge sign-in. And today, I think, was confirmed that Alex Johnson, as well, has been signed to the PNG Chiefs, and he counts as one of their PNG nationals. But interestingly, a lot of teams are starting to come out now and say that it's unfair to do with the tax-free dollars. What are your thoughts on it?
Look, it's just part and parcel of it, isn't it? It's when I think I saw a statement come out that you get paid a little bit more in New Zealand because of the rate of tax as well as the currency rate. Look, the PNG could use it to their advantage. They could offer players who are on $1 million contracts and offer them $700,000-800,000 straight off and help build. They could build an absolute incredible team while still keeping within the bracket. But then again, is it a case of that the NRL need to look at it and go, right, what would be a salary cap for them in comparable to?
I'll make it lower, make their cap lower.
Just because then it's comparable with tax and stop all this. But you know what? If the history has shown that buying all the best players doesn't necessarily mean you build a great team. So it's going to be interesting to see who and what transpires from that.
It reminds me a bit of how everyone was kicking off in the early 2000s when big man Roman Abramovich came over and took over Chelsea. I suppose the difference with the Premier League and the NRL is that there's no salary cap in the Premier League. So they were signing players and offering them wages that other teams couldn't really compete with. They were providing clubs with transfer fees they couldn't really compete with. So I think it's going to be interesting because this tax-free period goes on for 10 years.
Jesus.
They've got to try and build a franchise that encourages participation and homegrown talent in that 10 years. Now, if they're successful, then hopefully they'll have the setup where the funding then takes over that 60 million a year, or whatever it is the Australian government are giving. But if it isn't successful and they don't experience success in those first 4 or 5 years, then I think that it could potentially cause issues in that no one will want to go there. Okay, they're getting a bit more money, but for what?
Yeah.
And they could end up falling off the face of the earth, the PNG Chiefs. It's a salary cap sport, though, so the amount of wages you can offer can only go a certain amount.
Precisely.
But it is that tax-free element to it that will be the draw.
And also, there's only so many players you can bring over as well. So if everyone's going to be going over wanting big money, and there's only so many you can actually bring over to fit within that cap. So it's not like they can have 30 absolute top gun players because they just won't be able to afford them.
I read somewhere, obviously, that every other NRL club is getting a $4 million payout or something because of this, but they're not allowed to use it within their salary cap, so it's just an extra $4 million. I think in my mind what would make sense is actually allowing other clubs to use that $4 million salary cap, but then would it only be 400 grand a year over 10 years? I don't know. How much difference would that make? But I do think a team that is unfairly rewarded. What's the word? Not like
punished or
punished from this is the Perth Bears. Like they're also a new starter team that hasn't had the success in signing a big name player, because I don't think they've got the draw to what PNG does because of the tax-free dollars. What would you move over to Perth?
Look, these two setups are pretty much there to bring in those that are on the fringe of other teams, aren't they? Really, what's his name? The centre for Manly last year, the one that was like a brick, like a square boulder. What was his name? Begin with a V. I can't remember what his name is, but he
Ray Vega.
Yeah, he's at Perth, I believe. Or was it? Yeah, I think he's somewhere. I think he's at Perth. So it's building for those sort of players, giving them a chance in the NRL and then being able to push through. But yeah, like you say though, I think the PNG's got that slight bit of more of a pull, but Perth do need to pull their finger out and start wheeling and dealing.
They do, and a similar sort of thing. They're competing against AFL over there, a huge AFL state. If they don't pull their finger out and sort things out, which are apparently a bit turmoil as well around Malmaninga, then I do think the sport might die a death and it won't gain that national status that it wants. It will mainly be a 3-state sport because the Northern Territory and Southern Australia, South Australia as well, are AFL staunch places, but trying to break into the Northern Territory, obviously saw the Eels and Dolphins and Panthers and everything go up there. But fair play to Michael Shamas, the CEO of the PNG Chiefs. Great tactical move from bringing over journalists, even though it was for a day, because now all eyes are on PNG, what they're doing, and the audience that they've just opened up to answer some of the critics. I think they might see a fair few people now starting to say, right, I want a bit of that PNG action. Give me some of that PNG money.
PNG money,
yeah. Like people saying, that Russia money when Abramovich and that oligarch money and stuff like that. But look at Chelsea now.
Look at Chelsea now. Absolutely fallen off the wayside, haven't they?
On that, did you see Morgan Gibbs-White's face from the weekend? So I think he got headbutted, right? Ooh. And he split his head open, like no joke, split his head open from his nose to his forehead, and in one shot you can actually see skull through. So for anyone that doesn't know, that's Nottingham Forest midfielder split his head open going up for a header. It's pretty bad.
Lovely.
It's pretty bad. But let's get on to some of the games from last week. Now, a lot's being said about the new rule changes and high scoring games. I think, like, I tried to do some stuff on ChatGPT earlier to find out how it's comparing to last year, but unreliable, chucking out a load of waffle. It said like there was no games that hit 80 points last year, but then I actually did a search myself and there was like a 52-18, there was a 60-12, like it was chatting rubbish. So I gave that up, but I did find a stat that scoring is up 10% on last year. There's been multiple 80-point games this year. Couple of 70-pointers, and then the one at the weekend, the barnstormer that was the Newcastle Knights defeating the Rabbitohs 42-38. What's your thoughts on, from a fan's point, like these high-scoring games and these back and forward?
What is it about the rule changes that have made them high-scoring?
I tried to figure this as well. Is it fatigue? Is it because? To me, I actually think the 6 again rule inside the 40 has taken away that element of being able to attack.
Get further up the field.
Yeah, because if you get a penalty within the 40, you just boot it further down and you're immediately within an attacking set. Whereas with this new rule, let's say on the 22-metre line, you get a penalty, you might have an attacking kick at the end of it. Whereas with the rule previously, you're guaranteed almost to have an attacking kick. So I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's the fatigue element. Apparently the play of the ball, because people being pinged for 6 agains, but fuck me, that wasn't on show at Penrith.
Right. I can see how that can be effective, because now it's 6 again outside the 20, where there would normally be a stop in play. There isn't anymore.
And if the ruck's quicker.
One of the things I've noticed watching Manly this year is how long the ball is in play in between breakage. Like it's in play for a long period of time.
There was a time at the weekend when I was like, I don't think the game has stopped for 12 minutes or something like that.
So I can understand it from that point of view.
But it seems, so is a metric of a good game the amount of time the ball's in play? Is that what the NRL are trying to achieve? Ball in play longer, more fatigue, higher scoring.
Turn it into basketball.
But this is what I say about like basketball. If you watch a basketball game on TV, when a basket goes in, the fans are like,
Yay.
Yay. You don't want that. You want the scenes of the weekend, like Newcastle against the Rabbitohs, where towards the end, when those tries were being scored, fans were going ballistic. You want that every single try. You want those points, every point, to mean something and not just be like, oh, well, we'll just go down the other end and score.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I'm on the fence a bit. But you look at the two games, that 42-38.
Yep.
But then you go to the Sunday and you look at Manly against Penrith, 18-16.
Great game.
As enjoyable. So I think we're seeing both ends of the spectrum.
I think it's what people want is more attacking intent. The attacking intent that comes with defensive displays as well, I think is a great mix of where this could be going.
Yeah. But let's talk about some performances from that game, because Latrell Mitchell, although I've just noticed that he's out, he's out for this week. So he's got back spasms. Is it overuse injury? Is it because there's too much fatigue? I don't know. But his performance at the weekend, kicking, terrible.
Terrible.
Could have won the game on
easily. I saw, I think it was last week when he was playing, not the weekend gone, the weekend before. I think he was around at about 60%.
Yeah.
For conversions. Like that's bad. Like,
he's got some absolutely kahunas on him though, because he obviously had one from out wide and butchered it, like sent it, nearly went out for a throw in.
Yeah.
And then that one that he stepped up and slotted through the middle after he'd just run over Kalen Ponga as well. I mean, the man is unstoppable when he's
on. Like he's incredible. Like you want him rested and being in that Origin team for sure. But I've said it so many times last year that going up by 6 means so much more when you go and then going up by 4. Yeah, and it shows in such tight games like this one as well.
Yeah, but like Knight's back to full strength. I'm pretty sure almost.
Yeah.
We've got to start taking them seriously, I think.
Yes, definitely.
But they can score. They've got weapons. They look good. I mean, Trey Mooney, forward, first try scorer, last try scorer, won it. They're good up the middle. They're good out wide. They've got Kalen Ponga, who dances around. He's a bit like Jerome Luai, I suppose, in the way that he moves. His little gooey step as well as he ducks around people. The last time they had a full strength team, they turned over Manly. And that was kind of the start of Seabold's end.
Yeah, that was a poor game.
It was a very poor game. But the other high score from the weekend was the Sharks 52, Tigers 10. I think that the Jerome Luai departure is going to have a similar sort of effect that DCE had to Manly.
I don't know. I reckon it's because they were missing a fair few key players, to be honest.
Yeah,
we said it last week. Missing Happy Carousel in the middle. That's a huge creative player as well as a defensive rock. Which, it doesn't take a lot. We've discussed it. When the Sharks are on, like they're good. Like we can't disagree with that. But
when at home,
when they turn it on, they're solid against a depleted side.
Yeah,
it was only going to be one outcome. I don't think it's going to have the same. I just think they're missing too many key players.
Yeah, and they've also lost Samuela Faenu, their Haumole Olakau'atu clone. Didn't you mention that they're cousins? Yeah.
Good old, I think, what was it there? His dad is Olakau'atu grandma's cousin, I think was what I read on
they look similar, Google. Like same stature, like there's facial features as well that you're like, hang on, they could actually be pretty closely related.
You glance,
when you get the old glance. But they've lost Fainu, Samuela Fainu, Adam Dewey out.
Yeah.
Dislocated shoulder, so Jock Madden had to come in. They've been there before, but it was with Luai. Dewey was lined up to potentially play Origin.
Yeah,
I saw something earlier. I saw a picture about the amount of players that New South Wales have lost. 15 players potentially can't be selected because of injury. Turbo, Angus Crichton with his MCL, he was named and he's not playing. Payne Haas out. Like, there's a significant number of injuries. Is that due to fatigue? Is it due to,
could be.
As people get tired, sloppier tackles, maybe a few more knees blown out? But then the other game that was high scoring as well, and this was one of the biggest tales of two halves I think I've seen in the sport so far, was Roosters defeating the Broncos 38-24. Talking of injuries, big injuries. I mean, I'm not going to moan because Manly are playing the Broncos.
It's a good time to be playing the Broncos.
It is. Adam Reynolds was out cold. Was it Nafahu White's hip that just sent... Oh, no, he smashed his head on the floor trying to tackle him, did he? And then he was out cold. Dean Mariner, what a...
Stupid.
I don't think it's down any fault of anyone's. Like, if you get a dead leg, cork, as it's loved to be called... You're like, oh, I can go back on. Like I can run it off, go back on. And it was when everyone else was injured.
Yeah, well, you never expect a cork to be that bad, do you?
But you can never predict that all of a sudden you're going to get compartment syndrome and you've got to have your leg like sliced open and then pressure being drained, which is absolutely mad. And then Katoni Staggs, like...
This is what I just meant by stupid.
Oh, stupid.
I got the two mixed up there. My bad.
But Katoni Staggs, I thought he would only get a 1-game ban. No, I thought he'd be one of the ones.
Pure, he knew exactly what he was doing. That's pure elbow in the back of the head. Like that, there's no hiding from that. There is no need for his elbow to fall at that angle. Straight out of the UFC rule book. That is like he deserves what he's got.
3-game ban though, two. I think it's a 2-game ban. Might be a 3-game ban. Not too sure, but that doesn't. Origin, does that impact him for that? I don't think so.
No, I think I don't know actually.
I don't know. It's going to be touch and go.
Do the bans correlate to Origin?
Yeah, so like Joseph Sully, for example, when he absolutely took Walsh's head off. But game of two halves, like the Roosters absolutely flew out and pummeled them.
Yeah.
Then they score again after half time. You're like, this game's done. And then Broncos just come back.
They love it, don't they? They love the second half comebacks.
They did. And then it wasn't
cagey affairs.
And it wasn't until that Stag's elbow, the people's elbow, that you thought, hang on, Broncos. I mean, they blew it. I don't know whether you saw the Triple M coverage. They were a bit like, that's soft in the box. They're like, you can't be, at this time of the game, you can't be putting them in the bin. But don't go throwing elbows. Yeah, any other time, any other elbow like that on the field, you'd be going to the bin anyway. But going from good high-scoring games to cagey ones, let's talk about Manly's first loss under Foz. I decided to go out and watch it.
Yep.
Took myself to Parramatta. And you know what? I left. It's probably the best I've felt after leaving a stadium after losing. Especially in Parramatta as well.
Yes.
So, but Joey Walsh, what a performance!
What a boy! What a boy! He's everything that we've seen him do in New South Wales Cup as well. Like he's defend. I remember the first time I went down to watch him, I was messaging you straight away. This boy can defend. Like this boy is not afraid of a tackle. And they were trying to big up a big Blaze Talangi versus Joey Walsh sort of battle on comms. First try, I think Blaze's try, I think is more Garrick than it is Walsh because I think Garrick shoots out a bit too early.
Yeah.
Which then opens it up, and then Walsh is having to sort of slide over. His pass to Olakwasi was just like if that was Reece Walsh, if that was Adam Reynolds, if that was Nathan Cleary, I think the commentators would have literally jizzed in the box if it was Nathan Cleary.
They'd have slid off their chair.
I messaged you and went, honestly, it sounded like the bias to Penrith on the comms was ridiculous.
Who was in the comms box? It was
Andrew Voss.
Nah, and
Lockie was it? No,
Billy Slater, wasn't it?
No, I don't think it was Billy Slater. It was I don't know. But anyway, they were just really annoying.
No, sorry, I was listening to it was Billy Slater on the 9 review after or something. He was just basically slagging off Manly because we battered them 40-0 in the final.
Also, granted, Hapawai's try. There's a few few controversial points, but I get why it's not given because they're banging. Cleary would have been able to slide, and then Alamotti would have been able, and it's like no, by the time Cleary gets obstructed, Brooks has already got rid of the ball.
Yeah, I've seen them given
well, no, massively.
99 times out of 100.
I was expecting it to be given as well. And
but then, let's talk about the full bars.
Yeah, that was
it's about 5 meters forward.
But then it reversed because when in that 10 minute sin bin, the 2 that got pinged for forward passes were not forward passes.
The one to Jake Trebojevic, he's 50 meters out. I don't know whether he's making it, and I don't know whether someone backs him up. But how that is called a forward pass, I do not know. It's the flattest thing I've seen. And who was it he went under and it was called a forward pass? Someone went under and scored, and then it got pulled back. I can't remember who it was earlier in the game, and that was called a forward pass, and it was flat as well. It was just two questionable calls, but I suppose made up for the one that was 5 meters forward. But I don't know. I feel, let's say when, was it Jack Cogger who got the yellow card?
Yeah.
If it was Kohler, if it was someone else other than Kohler, I think we would have been better off in the sin bin scenario. But because we had to stick Ben Trebojevic out to left centre, they were attacking that, and they just knew that they could take advantage of that with what they had. Even down to 12 men, they didn't really need a fullback because they knew they had the speed around the outside. And to me, we have so many players that can play in those 5 positions, but yet Turbo gone, Kohler gone, not really much on that bench. It just cost us a bit in those 10 minutes.
Well, Blake Wilson was on the bench, but I think we used the rotations for the forwards.
Just a shame. What fucked it all up was Hetherington having to come off after 10 minutes.
Yeah,
and it's a shame.
Huge.
It's a shame that he's not going to play against the Broncos.
Yeah, he's been massive this season.
He's been so good. But look, one of the things to take away from it is Manly can hang with the best.
You can't sleep on Manly.
One of the things that I've seen as well was the it was like a points conceded against points scored.
Third overall.
Third overalls in that's the whole season as well.
Yeah.
So even with the train wreck that was the Seabold era of 3 games,
22 points conceded a game at the moment.
Best defense in the league since Foz has taken over. Attack averaging 31 points a game. Oh, it might be a little bit lower after that game at the weekend, but I tell you what,
can't sleep on Manly. I'm looking forward to Saturday.
It's going to be good. The problem is, and we'll get to the game in a bit, a wounded dog is always dangerous.
Wow, wounded Bronco.
A wounded Bronco is always dangerous, and they've been swinging whilst they've been injured. But let's talk about some teams that are in a world of strife at the moment. Bulldogs lose to the Cowboys, Storm lose to the Dolphins, and the Titans lose to the Raiders. The Bulldogs just look terrible.
They just look like this is what I was listening. His name's gone. Adam O'Brien is the attack coach.
Who was shit at Newcastle.
Who was shocking at Newcastle.
Although they stuck 30 on Man last year.
So it's like, well, what do you expect when you're bringing in someone who didn't have the best of attacks last year? Yeah, they've got weapons. They really do have weapons.
One of the things that I read is, or one of the critics of it is, are they just becoming too structured? Have they lost that ability of creative freedom just to give it a go? It seems like they're trying to do stuff and repeat doing stuff, and it's just not working. And Burton, I don't know what's going on with him.
I also saw
dislocated his finger pretty bad as well.
I also saw the old NRL soapbox. He did a little thing on Preston, the post Preston area. So not Preston, Sexton. Yeah, and Sexton got dropped where everyone's points were since Sexton's dropping, and they're 14th overall.
They should never have got rid of him. Nah. And all that, do you know what that is? That's Gus Gould wanting to sign a young player and bring him up and say he was a Bulldogs product rather than sticking with what you got. That and Reid Marnie as well.
Reid Marnie had a game.
So for the Cowboys, I think he wanted to prove a point, right? Yeah. He nearly scored as well. I think he was millimeters short, or it bounced in the wrong direction. But another team that are absolutely in strife, and obviously it's come out recently that Craig Bellamy has a neurological disorder. Must be difficult. I saw a thing on Instagram of, I think it was a post, the suggested posts that come up. It was his daughter that posted something up about their daughter and spending time with their granddad. I personally think that after the origin period, he might not come back. If not that, definitely the end of the season.
Yeah, I think he's done this year.
He is.
Which is a shame.
I don't think it's had much impact on the... what I was hearing this morning when I was listening to a podcast is that it hasn't had any... no one knew about it. Only a couple of players knew that he was going for tests and stuff like that. So I don't think it's had an impact on the performances. I just think they're performing rubbish.
They're just shocking at the moment. There's just nothing to them.
No.
It's almost like that Simpsons meme when the lads with the stick going, do something. And you are waiting for them just to burst into life, but he just never comes.
One player that is Sua Falongo. He just always seems to, I think he's pretty much scored in every game. Yeah. He's another one that just dances around everyone and uses a bit of creativity. But Munster, has been so quiet.
Yeah.
He's talking about retiring. He's that done with it. Hughes, I don't think he ever recovered from the injury of last year. What was it, shoulder?
Yeah.
I know he broke his arm or whatever. Oh no, he broke his arm as well. But it just seems like,
Just
I don't know,
slow.
he's trying to do too much. And Harry Grant has had sparks.
Yeah.
But they just don't seem to be clicking. I've said it numerous times that losing Katoa and then Kamikamitha,
it's having a massive impact on them.
Huge bodies as well. And then the last team, Titans lose to the Raiders, but Titans I don't think are doing much this year. But out of the Bulldogs and Storm, can we write them off for the top 8?
Oh, I don't know. I think these next couple of weeks are going to be the big things going into Origin. If they are still so far off the mark, then 100% yes. But if they do manage to turn it around, then you can't count them out because there will just be a spark in one of them. Dogs, I don't see it, whereas the Storm, they're always that sort of sleeping side to them.
Have the Dogs got many players
out? No.
Out? No, they haven't. Viliami Kikau, who is a big loss.
Well, he's not done it. He's had one good game, and that was against Penrith.
That's very true. Well, they've all had one good game, and that was against Penrith. So I can't see the Bulldogs making the top 8.
No.
I can see the Storm making the top 8.
Yeah, I agree. I'll agree with you on that.
But I would say only just. Like, I'm now feeling confident about my predictions of, what was it, Storm 7, Dogs 8. But I didn't think... We said this about Penrith last year, though. Like, we're write them off. I think it was 13 games through a season. They had to do something spectacular. And bloody hell, they nearly go on and win the whole thing. So, but I just don't think the Storm are going to do that. I think the Titans are safe from the wooden spoon.
Yep,
personally,
I think the Dragons have very much got that.
They secured themselves 2 points this week on the bye, and then kind of the last game of the week that we can talk about is the Warriors beat the Eels. Can the Warriors win the comp?
Can the Warriors win the comp? Of course they can. Up the was.
I think they can. I think the Warriors can win the comp, but I think they need to do. Well, obviously everyone needs to, but they need to do well in finals when they get there because they can't shit the bed like they need to finish in the top 2. Yeah. They need a home draw. They need a bye.
They need to play as much in
New Zealand
as possible. Yeah,
I agree. Well, let's get on to the round 10 predictions.
Yep.
Interestingly, the Dolphins and Bulldogs have just kicked off, so there's no odds that we can give here. It's currently 0-0. Who do you reckon's going to win that one?
I'm going to go for the Dolphins. I've already locked in my tip. It was going to be the Dolphins.
Yeah, same. I've gone for the Dolphins as well.
And then tomorrow, the first kickoff, the 6 o'clock kickoff at the Polytech Stadium in Gosford.
Up on the old Central Coast.
We've got the Roosters at $1.13 against the Titans at $6.05.
My word. I saw the Roosters were actually the second favourites to win the title behind the Panthers, obviously, but it's got to be the Roosters.
But the Roosters have lost Lindsay Collins and the winger Nita Wase.
He's out for a while. Old Liz Frank injury. So Origin, another one. He's out of the running for Origin.
But I'm going to go Roosters as well.
Yeah, Roosters all day. Then we're up in Townsville for the Friday 8 p.m. kickoff. We've got the Cowboys at $1.31. That's got to be the lowest they've been in a long time. Against the Parramatta Eels at $3.50.
I am going to go with the Cowboys quite comfortably, I think.
Yeah, Cowboys are looking good.
Yeah.
I think they're definitely within a shot of making the 8 this year if they continue as they're going. So I'm going to go for the Cowboys.
And then we've got the first kickoff on the Saturday, Super Saturday, at the Wynn Stadium in Wollongong. We've got the Dragons at $3.16 against the Newcastle Knights at $1.36.
Be interesting to see if the bye week will have done anything for the Dragons. Obviously, Dean Young managing to get a bit of time in with the team, but full strength Knights, I think, turn this team over, and they turn them over pretty easy. I'm going to go Knights.
Yeah, I'm going to go for the Knights as well, my friend.
Then we go to the Accor. Out at the Accor, we've got the South Sydney Rabbitohs at $2.23. The Latrell Mitchell-less South Sydney Rabbitohs at $2.23 against the Cronulla Sharks at $1.66.
Ooh,
Jack Whiten as well broke his arm, didn't
he? Yeah, Jamie Humphries is out. Jack Whiten is out. Jai Gray is back. Which means old Dufty's been dropped to the bench. I've changed who I was going to go with on this, but I'm going to go with the Sharks.
Yeah, if the Rabbitohs were at full strength, I think it would be a closer game, but I believe because of those injuries, some key players missing. They're both centres, both starting centres out. I'm going to go with the Rabbitohs.
And then
the Sharks.
And then
the
7:35 kickoff at Foz Pines Park.
Jesus.
We've got the Manly Warringah Seagulls at $1.63 against the Brisbane Broncos at $2.28.
Wounded Brisbane Broncos. Kobe Hetherington is the only loss for Manly, and Brisbane have lost Reynolds, Mariner and Stagg. Some big losses there. Ben Hunt, I read, been named, but it's because they're short of players. He probably won't play. Give me the Manly Seagulls and give me the Manly Seagulls 18 plus. We're going to absolutely run over them.
Love it.
4 Pines Park is going to be bouncing. 7:35 on a Saturday night. Brookie Hotel is going to be bouncing. The Brewery is going to be bouncing. Oh, just get me there.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on that one.
There we go. The Manly Seagulls. Double it up. Stick your money on now. Then an interesting one. We got the Sunday 2 p.m. kickoff at Amy Park. The Melbourne Storm, $1.52 against the Tigers, $2.52. Can the Storm not lose 8 in a row?
Yes. I think the Storm are going to win this one. I think the Tigers are going to sort of continue falling. Kai Pearce-Paul is back, but I think the big thing that they're missing is Appy and now Dewey as well. I think they're two key parts of this team, which are going to be missed bigger than people may have thought. I
agree. I'm going to add Samuel Afayanu onto that as well. Having a powerful second rower to back really up with Kai Pearce-Paul. I'm going to go with the Melbourne Storm on this one as well. I think they are finally going to get that monkey off their back and they're going to get that victory.
And then finally, last kickoff, the 4:05 kickoff on the Sunday, down in Canberra. And the Geo Stadium.
It will be chilly.
It will be nippy.
Yeah.
We've got the $3.73 Raiders against the $1.28 Panthers.
I reckon it's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
I think the Canberra Raiders are finding a bit of form, and the Penrith Panthers are just the Penrith Panthers. So I think it'll be a cagey affair, but I think the Panthers are going to win this one.
I was looking at Huddy Young's back. Ethan Strange is back, but I don't think that'll mean much against the Panthers, to be honest. So I'm going the Panthers.
Going for the Panthers, and that's it. Well, we'll wrap this one up because the Thursday night footy's already kicked off. Shout out to all 153 of you Mad Dogs as well that are subscribed. Really appreciate it. If you've made it this far into the episode, just chuck any random comment down below and we'll shout you out next week. So if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button and we will catch you in the next one.
Sayonara.